So basically, our listeners are wondering if they should do their own bookkeeping or if they should hire it out. Do they need an accountant? If so, what do they need help with?
All those little tiny things that you need to know when it comes to be tax time. If you don't know those things in and out, then you should have somebody else keeping your books.
Most people don't understand bookkeeping. They keep all their receipts in a shoebox. And if you have a bookkeeper, you can give that shoebox to your bookkeeper. She can organize it for you, or he makes sure that you get all the tax deductions that you should have, that your expenses are being properly reported. If you're a business that has borrowed money from the bank or has debt or some kind of financing, you're going to need audited financial statements every year, and those can only be done by an accountant. So if your business, if you're public, or if you've borrowed money and you have a lender to whom you need to give financial statements, then you need to have an accountant. Otherwise, you don't need an accountant. You'd be fine with a bookkeeper who can do all your bookkeeping for you. The bookkeeper often prepares all the statements and all the information that go to the accountant. So the bookkeeper will give their files to the accountant, and the accountant will use that to create your tax returns.
Right. If it's not like a CEO task, then I would say the same thing. I tend to agree. Farm it out to someone else who specializes in that. And they're keeping up on all the little things that keep changing along the way. I mean, tax laws change every year. As long as you are keeping track of it somehow, even if it's a simple spreadsheet from day number one, and making sure that you've got your two columns, what your revenue is, what your expenses are, and make sure you hold on to every single receipt. If you question whether you need it or not, keep it until they tell you that you don't.
It's recommended to hire it out because, it's like you sell your strengths, hire out your weaknesses. But if you're first starting out, it sounds like we just need to, what's really important is keep track of everything, expenses and revenues, even if it's just in a simple Excel spreadsheet or a Google Docs sheet, something that's free, or even just a lined paper, like write it down. Keep your receipts, every single one that you think may or may not have deductions, because then your accountant can go over that and say, yeah, you know what, all of the burritos you ate at Taco Bell are not deductible, but your receipts for gas are, those type of things. So it sounds like the important takeaway is that you need to keep track of everything, so that when it is time to hire out, it's going to make their job a lot easier. It's going to make your expense of hiring out a lot more cost effective.